There we go. All right, we're back again.
All right.
3 mics this time.
Yeah. This way. What is this thing?
We get closer.
What? Oh, that's a GoPro mount.
It's a dildo.
Come on.
No, this isn't a singing thing.
Do you have a bag of ideas?
No. Oh no, I totally left him at home. That's
Okay,
fine.
We can go like the.
No, wait. What were we talking? We're talking about Portland.
Oh yeah, Portland.
Okay,
You have a Portland story.
I have a Portland story.
Do you have a cigarette?
No.
The city?
This fucking guy over here. He's cookie cutter for Portland.
Oh.
You could kick Brian out if you want to grab a mic. For Portland, man, you're fucking tailor-made. You'd be down there.
You're gonna have him kick me out after I finally adjusted the mic to the right height.
Yeah, grab Brian's microphone. Just kick him to the side. Booted him. Yeah, Folger.
What it is? What's
Folger
the name of this?
Emerson.
What's the name of this podcast?
This is Shark Tank and the Biscuit.
Shark. That's the name of the podcast.
Yeah.
Shark Tank.
Are you familiar with Merchus?
I don't want to.
Merchus originated.
Neither confirm nor deny.
Well, this is the
Whether I'm
birthplace of
familiar with
Merchus.
It was
I
Brian's
don't know
fault.
about Merchus, but I don't not know about Merchus.
Yeah, you know about
You've
it.
heard the rumors.
It's like getting fucked. It's you either have or haven't.
I've known.
There's
every
no
time
in betwens
I've known
that you've been getting fucked.
that I've been fucked every time. Yeah.
You're like, yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple times where I thought like, if it happened 100% or not.
100% consensual. So you're like, I'm not sure if that was
That's a low blow.
all
On my
above
end,
the
yeah,
table.
my first time.
Yeah?
I
You got
didn't-
fingered?
No, my first time having sex. I was 20. I was a
Yeah.
late bloomer.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Wait,
You're not 20 right now?
did we have sex together? I'm 39 years old. This
You're
is
39?
Yeah,
Bro,
isn't that
you're out of
crazy?
my league, bro.
I know.
You're out of
very,
the danger zone for
I'm
me.
like a
Fuck
been around
Brian
the block.
Hood. Look at him over there, all fucking sad.
He's sad. You took his
Yeah.
microphone. You guys
muscled
should
the shit
fight,
out of
dude.
Does Brian?
Hold on, Brian. Hold on. I'll let Brian. Here, Brian. Get
you
a view of the camera.
You can have.
I'll let you say here. You can say one last thing.
Yeah.
Psych.
Oh,
fucking
burn.
rookie mistake.
Burn him. See, I feel like we're already
What?
missing the fourth
Ba-dum-bum.
mic. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Weird. People are just yelling.
But
You want me to
Dump
plug it
got
in and get it working?
copyrighted.
So if
Oh,
you
no, I
want
can't
to,
do it.
you
I
can
I'm
can't
not
do
allowed
a,
to say it anymore.
We
Yeah.
have to stop and restart.
Yeah, but
Why?
bump and da da
Because I can't record another input
It's copyrighted now.
from that.
This is going
while
good.
it's recording.
I mean, maybe you're
Have
the
you-
one who
hey,
copyrighted it, man.
Don't talk to that guy
Why not, dude?
because he's not
This is my
important.
fucking podcast. I can
no.
talk about whatever the fuck I
Wait,
want.
is
Honestly, you want it, you
Fuck.
can have it.
it? This is pretty. It's pretty
it
close.
both of
You ever
you?
been to Portland?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Have you ever been to Portland?
I have been to Portland.
You ever?
Do you want to talk on the podcast?
Yeah.
Come on up.
We're
It's
talking
called
about
Shark Tank.
Portland right now.
And the biscuit. No,
No,
really?
it's not about.
Look at
Yeah.
Folger.
There is what?
Yeah.
I thought you wanted.
Folger. He's already.
It's
he's
Shark
already
Tank and the biscuit.
adjusted the format, trying to pick up whores on the street.
Whoa,
Like, I
she
need
was a nice
I need
lady.
a slut to warm my bed tonight. Fluff my pillows.
You can't
bitch.
use our
Come
podcast
on.
to pick up women.
It's impossible. It's like
because this
physically
this
impossible.
was the missing piece. But I saw you on the Shark Tank podcast. Oh my god! Please lick my panties.
No man.
Have any of you?
We definitely.
So we
I
got-
want it to just be the biscuit.
So the podcast is Derek Schoonover and Clayton Palmquist talking about
that hurts more than anything.
Burn.
You guys are just talking about shit,
Burn.
man. You're
Just
just
talking about
talking.
shit.
Are
We're
you
just
guys even
grabbing
going up
people off the
tonight?
street.
already did.
He did. You
Oh
didn't see
yeah,
it?
you're so forgettable. I don't even. I did see him, and that's
Oh,
the thing. Like, I already forgot about
that
it.
I'm
really.
26.
Here, what do you think? Here? Hey, you guys want to be on a podcast?
Why are you inviting people on my podcast?
Yeah, look at this guy go.
Your podcast.
He's unstoppable.
Honestly, I'm the one that
He's
publishes
just
it.
plowing.
You publish it. Oh, good job.
plowing
Yeah.
through that trim.
Derek
right?
wouldn't have put it up.
This guy. He fucking,
Do you-
oh no, I don't do any of the technical stuff. I'm just a pure talent on this end over here. You like the train? We like to have the train
I
run
don't
through.
think people listening can hear that. You should have got wireless mics.
I have some. I borrowed them from the library. Isn't that a good story? You ever been to Portland? Huh?
Title of the episode: Have you ever been to Portland?
Yeah, that's the question of the
I have been
episode.
to Portland. Yes.
I went to Portland one time and I was in a living. I was living
Great
in a
story,
van.
Derek.
Didn't you grow up in a silo?
In a silo?
In a silo. Yeah, you told me once you grew up like your house was a silo.
No,
I thought you
that's
almost died in a
different person.
silo.
Hey,
I
you
did
guys want to
almost
be on a
die in a silo.
podcast? Hey,
They don't know what a podcast is.
You're gonna get a homeless guy to stab us.
Yeah.
you've never been stabbed before.
You got activated glutes, or you got a flat ass?
We're not talking about asses again.
We have never seen Folger's ass.
Ugh,
I've seen everybody. It doesn't look activated.
it kind of looks good.
It looks pretty flat from here.
It's on a reserve right now.
Yeah. You just
When do you publish this? I've never seen
I don't
this
do any work
podcast
no.
ever.
It's on
Facebook friends?
it's on 4chan,
Probably.
Hold on,
Pornhub.
It's on YouTube.
Hold
It's
on.
a YouTube only thing.
I'm gonna see if we're Facebook friends.
Folger's like, you know what's way more interesting than trying to pick up elderly women on the street?
Derek posts links
It
to
says we're friends. How come I never see your shit?
God
Maybe you
damn
should
it!
make
I
out with
hate you.
him.
I hate you.
Oh, was it a
Oh,
joke?
fuck.
Did we get it?
This is really not helping that I can't tell if people really don't know who I am.
Yeah. It just
Yeah,
you
you're
know what you
Blake
should do?
Iverson.
Just hold it. Hold it inside and just assume that nobody does. That's what I do.
What's your comedy stance when you're telling jokes?
My comedy
Yeah,
stance?
what's your comedy chance when you're telling jokes?
Like that.
Okay.
He was grabbing
What's
his
your
texture.
comedy stance when you're
Hold
on
my
stage?
balls. Are
I
you
think I
trying out
just-
new ones?
I purposely didn't say telling jokes.
You know what I like to do?
Oh,
I'm just shitting on Clayton
Yeah.
right now.
That's not Clayton. You know that's not Clayton, right? Is it? Be a running joke.
Okay.
All right,
That's
D.
good
Abrams
stuff.
is going to take over for me, all right?
For you?
Yeah, from one Jew to another.
Are you gonna go try to take his girlfriend back behind?
I'm going
the-
to steal D's girlfriend. Here you go, man. You're on the Shark Tank Clayton Palmquist.
That's a good joke for two people.
Yeah.
We're actually pretty much the only two people that are going to watch this. So we'll have a good. Those are activated.
Oh, that's where.
Yeah,
Tell
no,
ya.
they looked good.
Not
That's
bad.
where the camera's at, right
Yeah,
there.
the camera.
Yeah.
Hey, D,
Are you
welcome to the
nervous?
podcast.
You look a little nervous, D.
I mean, it is the legendary Shark Tank and the Biscuit podcast.
Yeah, right out and
Hey, D.
on the street.
Have you ever been to Portland?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
many times.
You like
I've
it?
been to Portland. Yes, I like it. It's
You could say
city.
something mean about it. I hate it.
Well, no.
Like
You
it's
just performed at a comedy thing there, right?
cesspool.
Or you're going to was it the Portland
Oh yeah, they have the black
Northwest Black Comics?
Yeah,
In
Black
Portland?
Comedy. Yeah,
Yeah.
the festival.
Hmm.
That's 2020 in February. Yeah, I'll probably be a part of that. You know, people want me everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You know,
He's in demand.
I am in demand. I'm not in demand here. And let's talk about this establishment.
This hellhole, this fucking shit, fucking pile of dog dick.
That I quite like.
You like it here?
That's nothing but nice to me.
Oh yeah, you got a good point.
I mean, they
Yeah,
forget
they've been
about me
nice
all
to
the time.
Too, yeah, I just hate it. I want to.
They're upfront about the fact that they don't want to hire you.
Yeah, they're pretty out there about it. It's all right though.
For me, they're like, oh yeah, sometime.
I pretty much try to reinforce that stance every single time I go on stage here. So they're like, yeah, that guy shouldn't be here. I don't like him. He's a terrible person.
Yeah, but anyway.
It's all right.
Oh.
So I went to Portland one time. I was living in a van at the time, right?
Yeah.
I went to Portland and we pulled in. It was early in the morning. You know what I mean? And
You're barely in the screen.
I'm there. Look, it's my face.
So you're living in a van in Portland.
No, I'm living in a van traveling.
Okay.
Yeah, just stopping in Portland early in the morning, right? Stop in this parking lot. It's like a bank parking lot. And I'm saying it's early. It's like real early, like 6, 7 in the morning.
Did people think you were robbing the bank?
No.
I would definitely think you were robbing the bank.
Nah, I don't even know if it was a bank. It was just a parking lot. Anyway, this guy comes walking
Seems like
up.
you were casing the joint.
I always case banks. Any place that I'm at, grocery store, whatever. Here comes fucking Brian. So this guy comes up, homeless guy, obviously homeless. Like
One sec. Brian Hood, have you ever been to Portland?
Have you been to Portland?
Not that I recall. I might have driven through it.
Did you get syphilis from sitting on a
So you were in a
syphilitic-
bank parking lot casing
I
the
was
joint
in
and the guy walked
I'm in a
up.
bank parking lot or anything where this guy walks up, homeless guy, right? And he just sits down. There's like a little grassy knoll right by a wall. And he just sits down with his back to the wall. You know how a person would do.
Sits, yeah.
He sits, gets his stuff set up. He just this normal looking dude and just starts yelling at the top of his lungs. Just screaming at the top of his lungs about all this stuff, just going on and on and on and on and screaming words and just at the top of his lungs. And then the police came and got him, took him away. Jesus Christ, this is a nightmare out here today.
Yeah.
I tell you
So I'm
what.
sorry, I was distracted.
Yeah, no,
So
you're
the
easily
guy was sitting there.
Look at this fucking
you
guy
did what?
over here. No, he was just screaming.
Oh,
at the
just
top of his
screaming?
lungs. Yeah, just screaming. That was all. It was like it was a shift. He was going to sit out there and scream until the police came and took him and put him in jail.
Lose his shift?
It was his shift. He was checking in for his shift.
like his job
work.
was to
Oh,
go
I
sit
thought you
there
were
and-
saying like lose his shit, but then you changed it to shift or something.
No.
We don't swear.
That's
It's a
a
family
good idea.
podcast.
I'm gonna lose my shift if you guys don't.
So I'd like to just
Fucking-
point out that the first attempt at storytelling on this podcast was a complete failure.
Because
Total
of Brian.
garbage story.
What?
Mostly Brian's fault for not.
One
I
time,
was trying to follow, but I didn't get the whole syphilis thing and everything.
I was just saying he got syphilis from a toilet seat, a syphilitic toilet seat.
He did?
You did. That's why.
Not that I recall. It's news to me.
It's the worst. It's just going downhill. It's so bad.
God.
Hey, what's happening in your life there, Blake?
Absolutely
Allen?
nothing.
What about you, Brian Head? You getting some puss lately?
I'm married, so I mean, there's one I'm privy to.
Hey-o. One.
Does your wife know about that one?
I hope she knows about it. She seems to be awake and conscious.
He's like 56% of the time she knows it's happening. Other than that, it's
usually I'm like,
if
you're awake, blink your eyes.
and if she doesn't blink, game on.
Yeah.
Whoa.
She sleeps like a soldier, a dead soldier.
You have a job, Brian?
Uh-huh.
There's a pause there.
You sell cocaine, huh?
I
On the
work
Silk
from
Road.
home.
It sounds shady.
Do you not work from home?
No.
Do you work from work?
Sometimes. Not often.
Depends on your mood.
Yeah. I got a weird job now.
Your style of interviewing is it's
I just try to turn it around to me so I can talk about myself. That's why I say, hey, Brian, do you got a cool dog? And you go, I have a dog. And I go, I have a good dog. And then I tell a dog story about my dog. And we forget about you, that you're even here.
All right. Tell me your story about where you work.
Oh, I don't have a story about that.
Then what?
I've had a lot of jobs.
He's not good.
No, I'm not good at this.
He's the talent.
I had a podcast about Face Off, a movie Face Off, where I just sat and watched Face Off and talked about it over and over again.
I think if you guys release like every third one of these, that's the formula.
I'm gonna start getting hammered.
No, you see, what we did was he made a viral sensation.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, basically. He made a viral sensation with the hashtag Merchus. Thanks, by the way, Brian. And so we had to capitalize on it by taking 2 weeks off from doing this. And then we're going to put this one out late.
Yeah, it's going to come out mid 2020.
Have you heard anything from Tone Kang that would make a good song yet?
I don't know what we heard from him.
Let me see. Okay, mid 2020. I'm thinking February, mid 2020. Can we get into this?
I think it's more of like
Central,
a north.
No, that's Central 2020. February is Central.
That is Southern
Central
2020.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, it was a callback to stuff that was going on before we were recording.
Oh.
Yeah.
These guys are dorks.
That's good comedy.
You know what's not? It's not happening. We're not talking. Talk some shit, Brian. Who do you hate?
Was Folger just pulling our legs? Does he not know who I am?
No, I hate Folger too.
Because we had the conversation about how people don't know who I am.
He knows that you are easy to forget, so he played into that.
He's a good.
He knows how to
comic, right?
Make people that are already insecure more insecure.
Was he nagging me? Is he trying to sleep with me?
He was. Okay. I don't think he was trying to sleep with you. I think he wanted to play your butt cheeks.
It's where you do a negative comment paired with like a compliment to lower self-esteem.
Which one of those was a compliment?
Doing his thing.
I don't know.
That's Josh Tieford. Getting it.
I think he called me his friend, but then also called me Clayton Palmquist.
Like 40 times. And then he grabbed his balls and flicked his dick and then took off to go bang Dee's girlfriend.
Theoretically.
It's a weird story, huh?
Yeah.
I don't believe any of it except for what I saw, which was him calling him Clayton Palmquist.
And cupping his balls and flicking his dick.
I didn't see that part.
He's fast. You gotta watch the video, man.
Yeah, you gotta slow that down.
Just slow-mo.
Good at that. Good at that.
No, he said cup and flick. Is that the maneuver?
Oh, hey. Do you know what I realized today? Today? It's 9/11 today.
Happy 9/11.
9/11's 18th birthday. 9/11 is a Virgo. Did you realize that?
Yeah.
9/11's an 18-year-old Virgo.
I am
ruining people's lives from the birth on, you know? Do you like that?
Should the rest of the theme of the podcast be 9/11?
9/11 theme. Do you have any good 9/11 jokes? I was doing all of them. I had one about the New York Giants.
I got remembering's a joke?
Yeah, it's not that good.
Not good?
No.
I don't have any.
Like they could have, if they were actual Giants, they could have done something about 9/11, but they're not actual Giants.
I didn't miss I missed the setup.
There wasn't one. Oh. That's how I do it. I skip the setup. I go right to tags.
I look forward to your set.
Yeah.
None of that shit. What's Phil Husted doing? Nothing. Just creeping. Everybody does it. Everybody does it.
I don't think the mics picked up his blah, but there was a blah. It sounded kind of like that,
Have you guys considered a format?
So, a friend of mine watched our first podcast that I put out. I don't know why. And he said that when we had those little notes we could pull out and ask questions, he said that was slightly entertaining. Everything else was garbage.
Total garbage.
So we've gotten rid of the notes.
From top to bottom.
And we're doing improv.
Is this improv?
We have no plans.
Oh, yeah. What do you...
Okay, give me a topic and a place of where I'm working.
Topic? That's very vague.
Give me a problem that you might have with a friend, and then you give me a place.
Falling down.
We're Mad Libsing this.
Cheated with your wife at a skating rink.
Yo, I just landed that sick kickflip. Do you see that, wife of mine?
You think a skating rink is a skate park?
Oh my god. We're gonna cut that. Can we get a clap right there? We're gonna cut everything that you said in this podcast out.
I like how that's the part not the horror.
That's the part I'm offended by.
Not the bad improv.
Yeah.
Dude, you're horrible at staying on camera.
You like that? You want to trade places?
And you're blocking me.
He knows that the more time he spends on camera, the less views it gets.
Yeah, that's true. Brian,
that's when they tune out. They're like, "What the fuck?
What is going on? What's the last movie you watched, man? What did you watch? Did you watch a movie? It's a hard question. What about you, Brian? Do you think about it?
I've watched movies.
I watched this movie called The Field in England. It was
You
real
watch
artsy
awful.
fartsy. Real artsy fartsy.
I think the last movie I watched was on a plane, and it was
Called On a
Venom,
Plane?
the Venom movie,
With Tom
I liked
Hardy.
Venom.
and I liked it.
Yeah. What? I didn't like it.
I liked how silly they tried to be,
I didn't think it was...
and I like how Venom
nearly
was kind of
silly
like
enough.
the bitch of the symbiote group. Like they were like, he's like, I'm kind of a loser.
I hated the voice so much.
You know, no one ever likes Tom Hardy's voices. So
That's
don't
not
like
his.
that.
He's talking about
Yeah, it
Venom's
was
voice.
his
That was
voice.
Tom Hardy's
yeah,
voice.
no,
too.
he did
He
one
worked
of
it.
his accents that
I don't
everyone
even
hates
know
for
who
it.
Tom Hardy is, but everyone keeps talking about him. Like
He's the guy who
some
played
something
Venom.
special.
Yeah.
I know, man.
He was also in Inception. He was Bane in Dark Knight Rises. That was another one of his accents.
was that his
Yeah.
voice though?
In Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he does like accent work, and he's actually very.
bad.
I hear from what I've heard, they're very accurate accents for what it's supposed to be. It's just you're not looking for that accent. You're
Looking for something entertaining and not
You know who
stupid.
usually does the best accents?
Your mom?
No,
Does your mom do good accent work?
not that I've ever noticed.
Who?
British people.
Oh,
They literally like go to school to learn like Wales versus like Northern versus Australian
There's a whole
versus
bunch. They get all offended sometimes. when you
That's just
talk.
because they're racist against other white.
They don't like
people.
it when you say governor.
That's the best way to be racist is against other white people, I think.
It's to hate British people.
Yeah.
I thought it was Canadians.
Look at this guy. You got an audience.
No,
not at all.
we're just talking.
No,
that would
we're
be
just
appropriate with
racist,
where we are.
Wait, are we supposed to tell jokes?
Yeah.
Is
Tell
that
your
how-
Shark Tank joke again? That
Shark
would be
Tank?
fun.
Oh man, people loved that joke.
That was good. It went over well. Went over better than Brian's fucking Mortal Kombat joke.
Everyone keeps complimenting me on that, so you can go fuck yourself.
No, it was
That's
good,
a
Brian.
winner. That's a
It was
joke.
good. Don't worry.
I've never gotten a compliment on a joke ever. People are like, I wanted to die while you were on stage.
People loved your jizz and half a dick joke.
Yeah, that was Aaron's joke. I just stole it. I picked
No,
it up
that was
off
us
the
making
street.
fun of
it on
Aaron's
stage.
joke.
Yeah, went over really well.
Oh,
I
wait.
still don't get it.
Went
It
over
demolished.
riotously.
It went
Yeah.
over my head completely.
People were like falling out of their seats, stabbing each other.
It like the rest of the night was ruined. That's
Broke
why he
out
goes at
into
the
an
end of the night
orgy.
now.
I feel like
Yeah.
you lie a lot.
Yeah, I'm a hyperbolizer. I hyperbolize.
Derek, have you
Watch,
been to Portland?
I'll show you. I'll show you how I hyperbolize. It's gotten a little weird now that we have a crowd of 1,000 people out on the street. They have to block
They're
it
all
off.
chanting
It's
Burgess.
just one dude, but I'm saying it's more than one dude because we can add other dudes in post. They're just gonna have
the guy that's off
1,000
camera.
of you.
You can add more of.
No,
You
but
can
seriously,
add as many of them as you want.
how are you
don't have-
fitting this many people on the sidewalk in front of us?
Exactly. How is it happening here?
Why are you hyperbolizing?
Because I like to hyperbolize. I either hyperbolize or dehyperbolize.
I prefer to caramelize.
Yeah, some onions. caramelize up some onions, put it on a cheeseburger, have a nice cheeseburger while you're watching TV.
Have you ever seen the expression on someone's face when they
creepy like that face?
It's not hard. It's not hard to do. You just gotta be real.
And it's also not
about
on camera while you're doing it.
I know. I'm not interested in me. I'm interested in the reaction.
Yeah. So our audience member is the expression on his face is, "I want to change the channel."
I call
but
it
there's
beguiled.
no channel.
He's a little beguiled. Is that the
Beguiled?
word? Yeah.
I think that's a word.
We could change the meaning of that word.
I
You
used
know
the
you could
word
do that?
satiated earlier. Do you like that word?
Did you know what it means?
It sounds creepy when you say satiated.
Satiated.
I desire to be satiated.
Oh,
Gross.
oh, you murdered your wife, didn't you?
That's like after. Let's bring it back around.
That's what that sounds like. Yes, I wish to be satiated. She did not wish to satiate me.
You sounded like a president. I don't know which one, but you were a president.
Yes.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover
Yeah, I
Cleveland.
recognized it right away.
Who the hell is
That was
Grover
good.
Cleveland?
He was
The president's so nice, we brought
He was
him
a
in
nasty
twice.
boy?
No, wait, didn't he married a kid, right?
I don't know, probably.
No, yeah, he was a nasty dude. He married a kid, like a 12-year-old or something.
Why is that the one that comes to your mind then, of all presidents?
I don't know.
that could
Man,
be-
that's what he sounded
Grover?
like. He was like, she didn't satiate me. So
That's what you could do. You could do. This is my impression of Grover Cleveland.
I married a kid. She didn't satiate me. Gross. Grover Cleveland.
But he was the 22nd and 24th president.
Who's
so.
your favorite president?
How
Brian
could he
Hood.
be more than one president?
He was president, and then he took a term off, and then came back and was elected again.
You're allowed to do that?
Yeah, he did it. You just can't have more than 2 terms. Well, more than 12 years in office.
12?
Yeah. It is, no,
8.
you can't have 12 years. You can, if you,
Oh, my God.
no, maybe
If
it's
you get
10.
impeached,
It's 10.
then you
It's
run
10. If you, like Gerald Ford, because he took over halfway through Richard Nixon's term, he could have been elected twice on his own.
Noise.
But if you serve more than 2 years
He was a
in the,
huge piece of shit.
I'm surprised you were able to actually explain that.
Who's your
in a
favorite
way I
president?
understand.
wow.
Let's get political. Jesus, Brian has to think
I don't
about
think I really
everything.
like.
Zachary
I don't
Tyler.
like any
You seem
of
like
them.
a
How
Zachary
about
Tyler.
Dumb.
Kennedy?
Why?
I don't know. He was the only president that could like openly have an affair, and everyone would be like,
I
"That's
like-
fine. We like you enough to where you can bang whoever you feel like."
I think that Clinton would differ on his opinion.
But he
Yeah.
said that he did not have sexual relations with that woman.
But he totally
it was
did.
not open at all.
Totally.
he's
did.
like, I didn't have sex with
He
him, but I'm
wanted
going to
an
play the
open
saxophone
relationship.
over here.
But yeah.
I think if I was going to pick John F. Kennedy as my favorite president, the reason would be because he's the only president I've seen the inside of his head. Oh,
is there pictures of him?
you ever seen the video?
I've seen like him.
The
fall
Zapruder
forward or
video?
whatever, but you can't see his brain or anything.
It explodes all over the back. His wife jumps up and tries
Wow.
scooping it up. You've never seen that video?
Try scooping it up.
You haven't seen that? It's the most
Yeah,
horrifying
she's trying to
thing in the
gather
world.
it. You know they
She's
lost
like,
the
"I'll just
brain?
grab the-"
I also didn't watch the video from 9/11 where they were zooming up on
Oh,
each
yeah,
person
that's
as they
pretty
splattered
brutal,
on the
too.
ground. Like I
All right.
I
so-
choose not to look at those kinds of things.
What are we at? Oh, I don't have a timer here. We're about 20 minutes in. We've already got to snuff movies, so that's pretty good.
So
That's good.
you're going on about 8:30? No.
I don't know. Should I go check? Do you want to have this fucking guy come in and cover for me for a minute? Oh no, it's all right, man. We'll figure it out. That looks like mini Tony Russell.
So that guy
think I
took
made that joke
our
last
audience
time.
member took the first opportunity. Oh, you guys want me to like not watch you anymore? I can do that.
You want
I
me to
can-
leave and never come back?
Did you even say your name? What is he
No,
checking?
He's like, I'm gonna
exactly?
go into the bathroom.
He's like,
Kill
I'm gonna
myself."
go check and see if you guys aren't inside. Yeah.
You guys ever
you
watch
aren't.
Faces of Death?
No.
Yeah.
Traces of Death?
I also watched Band in America.
Yeah.
Are those
I don't know what
the
that is.
footages
Oh,
of people
I thought
dying?
you said Abandoned America.
No, Band in America.
No.
It's like Faces of Death, but like actually worse.
It's gross, right? That's gross. I
What's
don't like
grosser
seeing
than
that shit
gross?
anymore. Oh, remember that's a joke.
Two vampires fighting over a bloody tampon.
Yeah,
It's
that
grosser
is
than
pretty gross. It keeps going. What's the next
I
one?
don't remember
What about this one?
something about a baby taking a crap in its diaper.
What about this one? What about what's grosser than gross? A truckload of dead babies. What's grosser than that?
What?
One of them at the bottom's alive. What's grosser than that? He has to eat his way to the top. What's grosser than that? He makes it. Oh, gross. That's a good one. Like,
Yeah,
we need
you
a
can't have
fourth
jokes
mic.
like that.
Brian's
We-
just fucking camping over here.
I was waiting for somebody else to actually want to be on this pile of garbage.
Yeah, y'all.
No, I think you're doing the thing. We don't need another mic. We need one of those big those big Klingon sword things. Just a couple of those.
A bat lace?
Fight it. Yeah, that's the one. And you guys can fight it out.
I don't like that I fell into your trap.
That was good. Yeah, totally. That was a nerd trap.
I don't even know Star Trek.
You jumped right in it.
You know presidents in Star Trek.
Yeah. I honestly
Grover
know
Cleveland.
very few.
Tell me all of the presidents that were in Star Trek.
This is a party, man. They talk to their mom.
Bush.
And their mom.
He was in Star Trek.
Who?
Bush
And
Bush W.
W?
Yeah, W. Bush.
The younger Bush?
The younger Bush.
You like a young Bush? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The younger Bush sounds weird.
A nice Bush.
Is that a
Bush sounds weird at all. Somebody would be like, "Oh,
do you think there's a porn called The Younger Games?"
The Younger Games, probably.
Oh, definitely. But if you have it on your computer, you're getting arrested.
That guy, our audience isn't coming back. By the way.
That was great. He definitely took the first opportunity he could.
We're bad at improv.
Oh God, he stayed longer than I would have.
Huh?
He did stay a long time.
I'd encourage somebody else to talk to you guys.
Does Blade want to talk?
Oh, jeez.
On Shark Tank and the Biscuit.
No.
This is a world famous podcast.
Do you know this guy's name's
People
Blade?
reference us on Facebook pages in Atlanta.
Yeah, as far as Atlanta, and random ones in like North Dakota.
I mean, it was this guy, but
what's up, Blade? What's the last movie you watched?
I watched Red Sparrow recently.
Also, who's your favorite president?
Let me finish the first question.
Also,
that was it. Just the title.
We don't need it. It sounds boring.
There's Jennifer Lawrence in it, and when you see the
Not
ratings
naked.
at the beginning,
No,
it says sexual violence and language, and then it says rape. I'm like, oh, whoa,
Yeah.
what did I walk into?
Yeah, they do that. It's not a comfortable thing to see that.
Yeah, no, it's
You're
not.
like, oh, I'm waiting for it now. I don't think she actually got naked in that movie. I think they did that
CGI.
CGI thing. Yeah, have you seen those pornographic movies where they just put people's faces? You could? Oh my god, dude.
Also, I don't want to be
keep
this guy
talking
that I'm
about
going to
that.
roast you, but you look like the guy that would bring up rape on this podcast.
I know. Well, maybe it's because it just acclimatized to it, because I do talk about that too much.
We're a family podcast.
Okay, so no iTunes.
We're exclusively on YouTube.
Okay. Are you live streaming?
No,
Oh,
no.
good. Can
You want him? You can live stream.
Can you edit me out?
Nah, we don't edit things.
Do a live stream real quick.
Maybe don't come on the camera with a microphone and yell rape.
How'd you like my autoerotic asphyxiation joke? Did you see it? Yeah. Yeah. I was for you because I wanted you to see how talented I am.
You wanna autoerotic asphyxiate us right now? I mean,
Can you see it? Just
I like a
Don't
good
be
act
worse.
out.
yeah, it really helps. It puts you in the moment.
I don't know. Ooh. What was your take on autoerotic asphyxiation? What's
It seems kind of tough, because it's really dangerous. You could kill yourself. Your carotid artery just go it's right off.
You ever tried it?
No, but
You ever tried to suck
dreamed
your
it.
own dong?
Yeah, I think everybody has.
It's
at this
hard,
point.
huh?
Like
tried
I
last
mean,
week.
I'm not very flexible, so me trying is
yeah, you get a little. At least you tried,
right there. That is, I'm actively on YouTube trying to suck my own dick.
What's the movie you saw before Red Sparrow?
Oh, probably some fucking stupid superhero movie. Oh, the newest Adventures.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, I really don't care about that, but I had to watch it, so I'd be like, I'm cool too, guys.
That's Age
you
of
gotta get
Ultron?
in there.
Yeah.
I
That's
earned
cool.
my
Who's your favorite,
non-nerd credit back, right?
Yeah, who's your favorite president?
Barack Obama.
Gay. He was a black
I was hoping.
man.
I was
Teddy
thinking
Roosevelt.
Millard Fillmore.
That's not a president. I know my history.
Don't you think Barack Obama was a clone? I mean, that guy didn't exist before, like 2 years before he.
Yeah,
Went
no,
into
he
office.
just came out of some vat somewhere.
Have you ever read Trans Metropolitan?
No, I
Anybody?
guess I have. Not a big reader of magazines.
Yeah, Millard Fillmore, the first president clone. I get it. See how you
Was
are.
that you proving you were right?
There was a president, the 13th.
Millard?
Fillmore.
Such a bad name.
That's why I thought he'd be your favorite.
Oh, no, I'm not into them.
He was the last Whig in the White House.
Ooh, okay. Before they shifted.
Yeah, before Lincoln came in.
Yeah, what a poon.
Stinking
you see his
Lincoln.
beard? So stupid.
I think Abraham Lincoln was smug. Also a Virgo, right?
I don't know.
You fact check this stuff.
Not Aquarius.
Am I the fact checker?
He's pretty
It's the
outgoing, so I
angel
agree
of
with
Aquarius.
you. Being Aquarius.
Is it a bad
Lincoln
sign
was
that
an
I'm
outlaw.
currently
He was an outgoing man. He was a bad man.
You didn't see Daniel Day-Lewis in Lincoln?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch that
that's
shit.
Actually, correct.
I don't watch Steven Spielberg movies.
Did he direct that? I thought it was Martin Lawrence. No.
I would watch
in
Martin
February,
Lawrence.
definitely not a Virgo.
February. This is the center, the
That's why. That's when president.
the direct center of the year. Hey,
No,
John
it's
Hodge,
not. What?
just come over here and take over for me for a minute.
Oh yeah, no.
No, you stay on.
No.
Wait, am I staying on with these people?
Yeah, I guess so.
All I know about John Hodge is he thinks I'm fat, and I should wear a shirt.
You're super fat. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
So
We're gonna have a conversation.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't space.
So is Blade your real name or a pseudonym?
It's my real name. If you want to hear the really interesting, highly developed story I made for it, I can tell you.
Is it true?
It's true.
Mm.
My dad was bullied in school, so it's sad, right? But he cared about it so much, he structured his whole life around trying to prevent his son from being bullied. So
Okay.
So what he did,
So it's the boy named Sue story?
he did two things. Let's start with he circumcised me. All right.
Himself?
No, yeah, himself.
That is
To the
rough.
blade,
Dude. His dad cut off his dick skin
He did
himself.
that to me, and then he saw the weapon used, and he's like, "Oh, blade! That'll stop it. That'll stop the bullying." And never, and yeah, I got bullied.
Did it work? It didn't work? Okay.
Dick skin.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
That's weird
is
that you
really
were
uncomfortable.
named after circumcision.
Yeah, it is. I have it on my resume, and
I was named
don't have a
after
job.
an Arby's server.
oh, okay.
My parents like, well, I want roast beef sandwich, and the guy was like, here's your roast beef sandwich. Like, that was a good one. What's your name? We're naming a kid.
Oh, okay.
True story.
It's the worst story I've ever heard in my life. It made me really sad all of a sudden.
Yeah, well.
Heard a story one time about Folger Emerson. He was born in a Greyhound bus.
Yeah.
You can get it on this one if you want, or this lap.
So don't tickle. Don't tickle.
Is that what stomachs are supposed to feel like?
Don't tickle.
Real raw over here.
You can touch, but
I don't like what I'm seeing right now.
don't rub. Rubbing and tickling is the same thing. I don't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't. That's not my neck. No, the one you're doing down south. That's not my neck either.
That's this is
Don't. You're tickling.
So, did you have a reason for coming over,
This is
Folger?
his neck.
Is this not how the podcast is? You just find people on the street? And
Yeah, kind of. It's just whoever wants
That's what I
to.
was trying earlier. And you
Yeah,
guys said, no,
and you
can't
just kind of made him uncomfortable.
It's really hard to get away too.
We had an audience briefly. Then we gave him an excuse to go inside, and he went inside. Are you up next?
I
Look.
still like a half an hour to go.
So what is this? What is this? The Derek Schoonover Lou Moon podcast?
God damn it.
You keep on that mic. I can,
Here, let me back away from this. I gotta.
No, you can stay on here. You can take this one.
Both of them.
you say that joke again.
You want that one now?
What is this? The fucking Derek Schoonover Lou Moon podcast?
Oh, soundboard. Yeah, let me just.
Loosey goosey,
Okay.
motherfucker. Now you're
Yeah,
out.
no, I gotta go use a little boy's room. So
Yeah? Did you go up?
Okay.
Did
Did you ever notice how creepy it sounds to say, I'm going to go use a little boy's room?
Yeah.
So yeah, I
It's
went
like, what are you using it for?
You can just cut
Who's
off
the
room
boy?
part. I'm gonna go use a little boy.
Have you gone up? Yep.
No, I'm like half an hour from now.
Okay.
26. You
I
gonna stick around?
no, dude.
Cause I fucking light this bitch up. I fucking flamethrow this
You were on earlier,
motherfucker.
I would stick around, dude. I gotta drive back to Idaho tonight.
Idaho's close. It's not an excuse.
I like what you're doing though. I
Wanna
like
smoke
your,
some
I like
cocaine?
Your vibe. I like your vibe. The
Yeah.
whole active shooter thing going.
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
It's
I was
pretty
looking for
good.
janitor. Janitor.
What's the difference?
It's about the same. We got a good plan.
Has there been an active shooter that was a janitor?
No, most of those guys are incels. I got that vibe going too.
Are incels like, are people trying to troll us, or is that an actual group?
I think it's an
look,
actual
there's
group.
one right there.
You just pointed at me.
No, I pointed at Josh Tieford. He's trying
Dude,
to.
he bangs chicks all the time.
Really?
It's
Yeah, like,
confusing.
he's doing
I
it
don't
right
think
now.
so. Really? Is that what that is?
He's
It's
literally banging
obscene.
a chick, yeah.
Look at him go. No, incel's a real thing, man. You might be an incel. You might not.
There are guys who can't have sex, right?
No. It's
involuntarily celibate. So it's guys who women don't want to have sex
the
with.
The term celibate means you chose that life. Like
well, they're involuntarily. It's the term they came up with. They're losers.
They can't get laid.
We're gonna get so hacked. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. But they've taken ownership of it.
So this is the incel podcast.
No, we're not.
Pretty close.
Can they not get laid by women, or have they tried dudes?
I believe they're actually homophobic.
Yeah,
too.
they're homophobic too. It's tough, man.
Gay dudes kill it on the.
No, but I think there's some women that are incels too.
No.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If you can't,
it's more of like
girls,
a
go
lifestyle.
Get some dudes. It's all right. It's 2017, right?
Honestly, dudes like me less than women. So
here or there, they're close enough, give or take.
Right around there.
Oh, I got a Facebook note.
Gay.
Was it me?
It was me.
Yeah.
This is cool. We'll just all check our Facebook for a minute.
Honestly, I wanted to stop this podcast.
Folger, where have you been? What's the last movie you watched?
I can answer that in 1 second.
Mike can answer that in 1 second.
That sounds
Who's
like
your
a great
favorite president?
Who's my favorite president?
Yeah.
Herbert Hoover.
We've gotten a different answer every time.
Herbert
It's great.
Hoover's the one that named his dong, right? He had a name for his dick.
No, Johnson, I thought, was the one who showed.
Had a name for this dick. Herbert Hoover just made it public.
Yeah, he put it out.
Johnson was the one who kept
the other question? The last movie I saw?
Yeah, what'd you see was the last movie you watched there, buddy?
I've been stuck on TV series for a while. The last movie I saw.
What's the last TV show you were watching that year?
The 100.
Oh, that sounds awful.
It's all right.
Was that a Netflix one?
It's CW and
I've been watching American Dad from start to finish.
That's all
of everybody's all your jokes. They've done it. They did it 5 years ago.
Jokes, they did the
everybody's
bit.
every single joke that
they do the shit in a pizza box and a Humvee on a convoy.
I bet you if you type in American Dad Love Shack bit, something will pop up. And you'd be like, God damn, and it's you on there doing the voice.
What do I get if it's not been done?
No, so I think
the joy of
Seth MacFarlane has done all of his jokes. Yeah. It might be on the Cleveland Show. Yeah. It might be on Family Guy.
Yeah, it's somewhere. Yeah,
but it's definitely on one of those three.
Seth MacFarlane Love Shack bit. It's gonna come up, man. That guy. I think my theory is that guy I've heard that guy deliver more punchlines than any other human on Earth in history.
Nothing.
Congratulations, man.
I gotta give you a hand job now.
Came up with an original joke. Wait, is that what you win? Is you give me a hand job?
I thought those were the stipulations.
That is the rules of the podcast.
That's why I got it.
Tilt that camera down to give the viewers what they want.
It goes down. Well, it's better if they don't see it.
The thing about my hand, though, is it's located in the back of my mouth. Are you okay with that?
The thing about my dick is it's always located in the back of your mouth. Boom.
Yo, Brian, you want to be on a
podcast? Who?
Shark Tank and the Biscuit.
This guy looks mean. Are you a fighter? Like an MMA fighter? Yeah, you got that kind of vibe.
Introduce yourself to YouTube.
Yeah, who's this guy? What do you do?
Both the people that watch this are going to
get people shit-faced drunk.
Are you carrying boxes around? A bartender?
And expect them to give me money for it.
Nice.
Do they, though?
Sometimes.
Capitalism. That's good.
You need to start selling cocaine back there. Then you get those tips.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, where are you bartend at?
Over at Gamers.
Wait, what's the last movie you saw?
What's the last movie
Have you ever wanted to burn Gamers to the ground? Because I think about it every day. Like a bunch of times. Really?
Our 2 subscribers are your owners of the business.
If I got any sort of compensation for doing it, I might.
Nice. So you're saying I could
you wouldn't do it for free. Okay.
Hire you to burn down your place of work.
I mean, there's a price.
Yeah.
There's a price for everything.
Maybe like $9, something like that.
One hand job.
one PB touch.
Nice. So what was the last movie you saw?
Goodness gracious.
This is a bad question. I keep asking.
I think I watched the last one I watched was Endgame.
Everyone's saying
Everybody's seen Endgame.
Yeah.
That's
that just ruined everybody's movie.
I mean, the movie is called
podcast
Endgame.
sucks and nobody knows what Mercus is.
That's true. He's got a
But have you been to Portland? We need to know if you've been to Portland.
He's
been to Portland.
He has. That guy was boring as fuck. He was boring, and that bartender was garbage.
We're getting this guy back on. He's been to Bakersfield, California.
Bakersfield,
the heart of Southern California.
The finest people go there. Just
we don't care about California, Chicago, Midwest, Chicago. That's where we at.
Are you guys comedy partners?
we might be. I did live in Madison, Wisconsin, which is the neighbor of Chicago.
He know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
I lived in the same
Yeah,
neighborhood.
boy. Hey, what's the last movie you watched, man?
The last damn movie I watched
Avengers
was
Endgame.
some weird shit on Netflix. And I cut that shit off because it was kind of weird. That's why I ain't watched it.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. That sounds like a good
I
flick.
watched a little bit of it.
Sounds like a real straightforward.
But that was the last shit I watched. I cut that shit off after I watched it.
This is going good. What? Well, what about you? Do you have a more coherent answer?
I haven't watched a movie in probably like 5 years.
Nice.
To be honest.
You're an anarcho-primitivist. You live out in the woods. You are a tree climber, right?
I actually am super into bushcraft and like living out in the woods.
All right. Wait, let me ask you a question.
I heard your mom was really into bushcraft. Oh! Look at that.
Oh, memory have to repress.
Got a hairy vagina. That was where that was going.
It might be. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while.
So let me ask you a question.
It's been like 30 years old.
6 more? That's a lot. God, this could go on for another 45 minutes.
Okay, can I switch spots just briefly?
My feet hurt. You want to switch mics too?
I just want to look at the time.
All right, that'll be fun. Here you go. Wait, so we're not switching spots?
No.
What are we at here?
We've been going for 43 minutes.
All right, I got a question for you. You got injured? You work trees, right? You got injured.
Yeah.
What happened? Like, describe
the tree
it.
climbed back.
Yeah, okay. Wait.
So it was a big old silver maple I was in, and I threw my
You ever heard
climbing
of it?
line up into a big old branch. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this will support me.
Yeah.
And then I remember pulling myself. I only made it like 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah.
And the branch broke, and then it came down and hit me.
Oh, big ass branch?
Yeah.
Nice. Have you ever heard of this thing? There was this movie in the 80s that somebody made, and it was called, I don't remember what it was called. It was like one of those movies that has a full title, a full sentence for a title, you know?
Yeah.
And it was about loggers.
Oh, okay.
And it was about this thing that they were all fucking crusty and gross and stuff, but this thing happened, and it was a big part of the movie. You know how that used to be like that, where there would be a movie, and you're like, oh, it's that movie where that one thing happens, instead of like,
yeah,
it's a movie
like
where
River
a bunch
Runs
of
Through.
stuff.
It's that fishing movie. About
Yeah, there you go.
fishing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what everybody always explains to me.
Or like, But anyway, in this movie, there's a part where they're cutting a tree, and the tree does a thing where they're cutting it, it splits and flips up in the air.
We
You've
call
heard
it a
of
barber
that?
chair.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking gnarly, huh?
Yeah.
It was crazy. I knew a guy who actually had that happen. He got hit with a tree, and it fucking
the tree, they're cutting it.
So basically what happens when you cut a tree, you got all the grains going straight up, and when you cut it, basically it splits up against the grains, and the tree will fold, and it'll like tee it over, and then fall back down on you, or do weird, like they'll break and then slide back down, and the whole tree will chase you back down this way. Yeah. So you got like 100 foot of tree chasing you back up the hill.
You're fucked.
Yeah. Like that's worse. That very rarely, when a tree barber chairs normally just folds, and then everybody's like, "Oh, see that? It barber chaired," and everybody laughs like, "Ha, we almost died."
That's quite a profession. Are you back to cutting down trees?
Yes, I am.
Is it more of a revenge thing now?
No, well, yes, because I have a T-shirt that says "Tree Murder." I like wearing it with the trees.
I hate trees, man.
Letting them know what's up. Like, quit dropping fucking pine cones in my driveway.
Yeah. You know what? Another thing that happened in that movie was they had a bunch of logs on the river. So they had them all cut up and on the river, and somebody went right in between them, and they closed over the top of them.
Well, back in the day, so 1952 is when they invented the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And like the chainsaw was so dangerous when it came out, loggers refused to use them and quit. They went home. They're like, "Fuck this shit. This thing's crazy. I'll go to the axe and the saw, do this all day, but I won't use this machinery now because that is too dangerous."
It's insane, right?
Yeah.
My dad used to have this really long-bladed chainsaw, and it was the most horrific machine I'd ever seen in my life. And it would fall apart, pieces would fly off and stuff. It's like, God damn, it's dangerous. Dangerous.
Well, you know what's funny?
Dangerous.
Actually,
Where Tone King should pop up. It's
dangerous.
In the chainsaw professions, the chainsaw is actually one of the less dangerous things. For the people that have the injury rates with the chainsaws are homeowners that don't know what they're doing. Normally, people who do tree work get hurt by falling debris.
Nice.
It's like the majority of what happens.
But it gives the closest shave, though, right?
That or drug addiction. Those are like
Those
the two
closest shave
things that people fall to.
I was working in this I'm gonna try to make this quick. I was working in this RV park, and I was like a maintenance guy, and these people were like, "There's a branch in this tree," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a little branch up there. I'll get it out in a couple of days or whatever."
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, no problem." And then like a couple of minutes later, I heard over the radio, "Hey, can you go to this thing? A branch fell." And I was like, "Oh, it's probably that branch that fell. I'll go pick it up." And I went over there, and it was not. It was like a tree-sized branch. At the biggest, it was like that big around. It was like 18 feet long, hundreds of pounds. And they're like, "Yeah, our kids, they're gone for the day. But you see this spot that's just demolished where all their toys are underneath this tree?" Like, that's where they play, right there, all day long. And I was like, "Yeah, they would have died, man." That was crazy. Trees are nuts.
Oh,
man.
Trees are nuts.
See, you thought this guy was going to be a boring interview. You're
I
like,
called him back over.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to just hear about
I've seen
southern
this tree just blew over in the wind and split these people's house in half. And when they called my boss, apparently, they asked, "Hey, what would it take to get the tree out of my house?" And my boss was like, "What do you mean, out of your house?" We showed up. It's a 2-story house, literally split in half.
Nice. That's crazy. Oh, a big tree fell down the other day in that big storm a couple of weeks ago.
You had a storm?
That was a while back, I
Washington
guess.
State, never.
I honestly don't remember a storm. I
I live right across the street from a park, and when the wind comes through, the trees all make this weird noise. I hate them. I fucking hate trees.
Have you ever heard a tree get struck by lightning?
Yeah. No.
It's real loud.
Yeah, they explode, right?
I was a couple blocks away from one downtown here that got struck, and you could it echoed across the buildings a few blocks away. It was just like, it sounded like an explosion.
You want to know a crazy tree fact? Redwood trees won't grow unless they're struck by lightning or burnt.
Nice. I've heard about that too.
Yeah,
like the potential in the seeds and stuff.
They won't grow or drop pine cones until something like comes along, because they need the nutrients in the ground for their saplings.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so they have to burn or be struck by lightning for them to grow or
nice.
Drop seeds.
I drove down with a friend of mine to LA, and we wanted to stop by the redwoods in Northern California, check them out, because we'd never seen them. We're like, we hear the big trees.
Yeah.
And so we drove out of Oregon in like these woods, and we're like, none of these trees look big. So we parked, and there was like an information center. We're like, "Hey, is there any where's some redwood trees we can see?" He's like, "Okay, well, here's some hiking paths or whatever." I'm like, "No, can we just see a tree?" "What do you mean, like a tree?" Like, yeah. If you just turn the corner, like we were 10 feet away, just around a corner from like thousands of, and it was like, oh, cool. Then we left. It was nice.
So, like, to get up in trees, sometimes we'll use our rappelling gear, and we'll use what's called a throw bag, which is like a weighted bag. So it's a little tiny line, and then we'll pull our climbing lines up with that. Well, I remember one time they're telling me that we're carrying 500 foot of line each, and I was like, 500 foot of line? We ended up climbing these redwood trees that were like a good 270 feet tall, 260 feet tall.
Wow.
And they brought a potato gun to shoot our weighted lines up into the tree to go rappel up there. And when you get like 200 feet up in a tree, it's definitely an interesting time, because we weren't up there to adult cut them. We were just up there because I was in school at the time.
Oh, just to look at them?
Yeah, just to go up there, look at them, and the teacher's teaching us about all the cool things up there. Huh. But it is
That's
an
crazy.
interesting experience when the tree swing, or the tree is swaying, and there's like 4 or 5 of us up there. And
Nice.
I'm getting...
Yeah, it's horrifying.
I don't like heights.
Can't believe people do that stuff.
I don't even like the band of Postal Service, because
But,
their
like,
song
I can't-
such great heights.
what terrifies me is working like an office job,
Yeah, it's horrible too.
or just a regular retail job or something like that. I've gotten fired.
All
for every one of
jobs
those
are garbage. 100% garbage. I got a couple more people to go. Do you want to close this down, or you want to fucking?
I'm closing this down?
You want to?
No,
It's up to you, man. I got there's 3 more people.
You want to be done, or you just want to go and hang out
It's
somewhere
up
else?
to you, man. You're the one that's gonna sit there talking to these fucking jackass.
You know what? I didn't want to do this podcast in the first
To
place.
begin with?
Yeah.
Jump back.
Hey,
on
did we
there,
ask
Brian.
you? Did we ask you? Have you ever been to Portland?
I have been to Portland.
Okay.
I hate it.
Fuck Portland.
It's the city of, hey, bro, do you have a cigarette?
No.
Zingo.
Zingo.
Not for you. But I do like Portland at the same time. It does have some. It does have some few traits that are like, this is cool. But it's still, to me, it's still a city.
Backpedal, quick.
The one thing you like about it is the highest number of strip clubs per capita.
No, I hate strip clubs. I listen. I was in the Navy for 6 years of my life. I was stationed in Southeast Asia. After that, regular strip clubs are so fucking boring.
Okay, well, I think we're gonna need a part 2 of this podcast to hear more about these Southeast Asian
I can
strip
tell you
clubs.
all the objects I've seen shot out of a vagina.
Oh man!
Wow. New title for the. I thought it was going to be "Have you been to Portland?" But now it is all the objects I've seen shot.
When we were stationed, or not say, when we visited Thailand, we had a joke that if she's a 10, she's a dude.
Nice.
Okay.
You want to take over? I'm gonna go in, or you want to shut it down?
I think we're done.
That was a good episode.
All right, this is
guy.
Shark Tank and the Biscuit.
Chris Paul. We have 8s of people that listen.
We don't have a song.
No
song?
songs.
This